Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Victory Drive. Hopefully, everyone out there is having a good hunting season so far, and I know it's starting to dwindle down in a lot of states for archery stuff and everything else. Here in Iowa, first season shotgun just got over, so and I actually went out first season shotgun, and so there's a podcast going from there. I went out with Derek Verbeek, Brandon Cool, and Dalton Verbeek with their group down in southern Iowa. And we just had an absolute great time down there. So that podcast is coming real soon. It'd be a hunt camp podcast down there. And we'll talk all things Iowa deer season, Iowa gun season, I guess you could say. And all the events that unfolded down there. It's an absolute blast. So with all that said, that one's coming down the line and should be next week, I think. And but this week, we got in Mac Hughes. Mac Hughes is a local police officer. He's up in my area, and we just talked quite a bit about. He's a newer police officer, so he's kind of newish to the force and all that good stuff. So we talked quite a bit about the police academy and kind of what it's like to get into becoming a police officer and the barriers of entry into that job. And I thought it was a really interesting podcast talking about that, because I don't think people really talk about the pipeline to become a cop very often. And if there's any new aspiring police officers out there, then this will be a really good one to listen to. And that's one thing too. It's like, I love having law enforcement officers in, because it's one of those things. They're kind of like the bastard children right now. They're getting a lot of hate in the news and everything else. So it's nice getting them in here so you can really see like that they are real people behind the badge. They're not just fucking robots out there doing their job. It's like they're real people with real lives. And their job is fucking hard. Like, it's a very hard job, very time consuming, and also can be very stressful. So anyone that's a good person, that's the other thing, is you really got to be a good person to be a cop, to be a good cop. I think you got to really want that job, because it doesn't pay that well, and there's a lot of shit. So it was just always fun to highlight those the good cops out there, I guess. Because the bad ones that are really bad, they give everyone else a kind of a bad name. So anyways, without further ado, I guess we'll get into the partners of Victory Drive. Here we go. Grizzly Coolers. If you guys are in the market for a new cooler, whether it be a hard-sided cooler or a soft-sided cooler, do yourself a favor. Check out Grizzly Coolers. My personal opinion, my personal, I guess, observations as well, is that myself and everyone else I talk to, Grizzly Coolers are the best coolers, hands down. And that's just, personal anecdote, but everyone has their own preferences. But my preference is Grizzly Coolers. They make very, very tough constructed coolers. And they also have, this is one thing I want to talk about just because I've been using it all season, is their duffel bag. They have honestly the best duffel bags I've ever used. They're really stiff-sided, so they actually stand up and hold their form rather than collapsing down and getting all fucked up when there's nothing in it. So I really like it because you can just really shove a lot of shit in there. And also with they have it's the Grizzly 100 duffel. It has a big mat that folds out so you can get ready out in the field if you're worried about scent control and all that stuff. So you can get ready out in the field. You don't have to stand in the dirt with your socks on and stuff and get them all dirty or wet or anything like that. But they also just have a lot of room. They're, like I said, stiffly constructed, so they hold their form, and you can fit a lot of shit in there, especially when you have a lot of shit during hunting season. You don't really know what you're going to need when you get out there, and you look at the weather and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's going to be, 36 degrees. It's not too bad. Then you get out there and you realize like, oh shit, the wind is ripping, and I didn't realize how ripping it was. It's a little bit colder, so I think I'm going to grab my my vest, my Huntworth vest, and keep that, put that in my bag so I can stay a little warmer out there, or just put it right on. And you just fit a lot of shit in there, because if anyone's like me, I basically just take all of my hunting gear, put it in my vehicle, and just leave it there all season. It is what it is. It's a mess, absolute fucking travesty in that vehicle. But that's how I roll, because I don't like forgetting shit, and I tend to forget shit all the time because my short-term memory is absolutely fucked. So if you guys are into, coolers, drinkware, or duffel bags, or any other accessories, check out Grizzly Coolers. They are the best. And use code WCB to save some money. Also, we've got Black Ghost. Black Ghost is your one-stop shop for all of your outdoor hunting needs. Outdoor and hunting needs. So they have everything from footwear to fucking broadheads and releases and arrows and sleep systems and, all that. Basically anything you need. If you need anything to be outside and have a good time, be at least somewhat comfortable, check out Black Ghost. Use code VICTORY, save some money. Also, we have Huntworth. I mentioned it earlier. Huntworth gear. They make the best quality hunting clothing for the money, for sure. They keep their costs. They try to keep their costs down for the everyday working man, but they also make high quality gear. So it's not going to be as cheap as Walmart cotton, but it's not going to be as expensive as Gucci. So there's that. Like, it's right there in the middle price range wise, but it's super high quality gear. Very super cool, unique camo patterns as well. They are making their own shit, and it is it's amazing. It really is. I've been wearing it all season, and we've had everything from so far this season we've had everything from fucking 70s, I think, when season first started, all the way down to single digits. And I've worn nothing else other than Huntworth, and it has kept me very warm. I didn't even when it was down in single digits, I didn't even bust out the bibs or anything like that, because it just kept me so warm. I wore the heat boost stuff. I wish I could remember all the names. I'll have to go through my whole system someday. But I wore all my Huntworth when it was super cold, and also this weekend when it was fucking really warm, walking through, because we were doing conducting deer drives down in southern Iowa, and it was warm as shit. So I was wearing all my lightweight gear, ripping through fucking briar brush, thorns, sticks, locust trees with fucking thorns the size of my pinky trying to rip me apart. And it all held up very well. I was getting hooked on some nasty stuff, and I didn't even rip a hole in any of my pants or anything. It was getting caught up and ripped and torn, but it wasn't actually ripping and tearing. It felt like it was because it was all tangled up, but it actually wasn't. So if you guys are in the market for some new hunting gear that's really tough, very warm, and very comfortable, check out Huntworth Gear. Use code WCB15 to save some money there as well. Also, we got Mountain Ops. Mountain Ops is an outdoor supplement brand. They make very good, high-quality supplements, and they also give back to hungry people with their Help Us Feed the Hungry program, which is always nice. They're good people behind that brand, saving people's lives, feeding hungry kids, and selling good supplements for anyone that wants to buy them. So if you guys like Mountain Ops or want to try Mountain Ops, some of my favorites is Ignite. Their Ignite is the shit. And so check out Ignite, check out Mountain Ops, and also use code VICTORY to save some money there and support the show. So thank you guys all for listening, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode with Mac. If you guys are interested in the video podcast, we're going to start putting video podcasts on Patreon for now. Eventually, I'll put them on YouTube, I suppose, maybe. But as of right now, Patreon is where they're going to be living. And speaking of Patreon, I uploaded last year's Iowa deer camp footage with Derek Verbeek. That's on Patreon. So if you guys are interested in watching some video podcasts or whatever hunt films I decide to make, because I'm not really that great at actually filming shit, but I'm trying to get better. So Patreon's kind of become my community for, I guess, like feedback to let me know, I guess, if I'm doing shit good or bad, basically, if that makes sense. I'm not very good at doing that, so like putting stuff out on YouTube right now is not really super smart yet because I haven't gotten figured out all the way. We're having a lot of issues and stuff, but we're working through them. And I think Patreon is the perfect community to get it all first and all that. So if you guys are interested in any of that stuff, check out Patreon. Help support the show. I really, really greatly, 100% really appreciate it. I can't fucking say it anymore. And the words aren't describing my gratitude enough. So once again, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for supporting the show. And without further ado, welcome Matt Hughes. All right, so Mac Hughes, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming in. This is awesome.
Anytime. I'm glad we're able to make it work out.
Yeah. No, this is good. I mean, I kind of. It seems like a lot of the law enforcement podcasts tend to go pretty well. Like a lot of people like hearing like a cop's point of view on certain things and stuff. And also, it's like I don't know. I've always been interested, for one, with Ashley being a reserve and all that stuff now and everything else. And I don't know. I guess I thought about becoming a cop. Like that was kind of my trajectory before I went active duty. Is I was like a guy from Afghanistan, and I applied to be a deputy because there was a position open at the time. So I was like, okay, let me do that. So I went through the whole process, hiring process, did the MMPI and all that stuff, and I actually got. Well, I should back up. During that whole time, because it takes time doing all that stuff and everything else. And then I, at the same time, I got a conditional release from the guard to go active duty. So I'm like, whichever paperwork gets done first is where my life is going to go. And I just went active duty first. And then I was in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and they called back like, hey, you're good. We want to hire you. I'm like, I'm in Oklahoma now, so you're a little late.
Hey,
go to the next guy, I guess.
Missed your shot there.
I did. Otherwise, I'd be a fucking deputy. I don't know. I don't even know where that'd be.
Which way would you going down the road, you know?
Yeah. Would have been weird. Would have been really weird because I don't know.
Is it ever weird to sit there and think like how different your life would have been?
Oh, yeah. I think about it all the time. I don't know where I'd be. I just really don't. My life was so different then. And where it is now, it's like hard to really imagine like how it would be. Probably
especially
the same
with
way
all the memories and everything you got now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All the people I wouldn't have met if I wouldn't have gone active duty. And then, I don't know, I don't know where I'd be. Probably not in this house, I guess. Probably a nicer house because they get paid pretty decent here.
Yeah.
It's not
here,
bad.
especially, yeah.
It's not bad. And that's one thing about, I think, in our area, I think Mitchell County is probably one of the better counties in northern Iowa that I've really seen. I don't know, with your experience, I guess, like in law enforcement and stuff like that, have you been seeing, I guess, like department shopping and whatnot?
So I've really only been here, and I'm really looking to stay in this area. I really enjoy it out here, minus, the scenery from where I grew up.
Oh, yeah.
But I like it out here, the possibilities where it could lead, and especially, like, not necessarily that the pay matters a whole lot, because I enjoy the people that I work with, but the pay here is pretty respectable compared to other departments that I have applied for and other places that I've been. So
guys, where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Luena, Iowa.
Where?
Luena. So it's right between like Waukon, Decorah,
yeah.
Monona, Postville, kind of that northeast corner area next to them 4 counties.
Yeah.
It's beautiful out there. I love it.
I go there all the time, and I just love like the Decorah area. It's all the bluffs and everything else. It's gorgeous. When you get here, it's just like
Hunt in Elmeke County, just big bucks galore. I can't seem to find them, or they just don't want to come close enough. But
it's the two.
It's fine.
Yeah. So so you grew up there. What I guess it's kind of because I don't know a whole lot about you. We've talked a little bit and stuff before, but I guess like what did you like? Kind of run us through like your background a little bit and growing up and whatnot.
So I grew up in Northeast Iowa, went to school, graduated from Postville, which is extremely beneficial for what I'm doing now because a lot of different ethnicities and different races of people I went to school with, a lot of Hispanics, Somalians, just a little bit of everybody. Huge Jewish population as well. And then
Really?
There is.
Like straight up Orthodox Jews?
Yep, they have their own school. They walk around with their funny hats and
They have a synagogue out there too?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Huge synagogue. They put up their huts that they dance naked in. At least that's what I've been told.
Yeah, it's naked in.
Every, after Christmas or before Christmas, whenever it is, they eat a meal and enjoy a meal in there. But my mom always told me, they're Jewish people are putting up their huts. They're going to dance naked and celebrate whoever.
What?
It's hilarious.
Dude, Orthodox Jews?
Yes.
Like the curls and everything.
Well, I don't know about all that. They don't actually dance naked, but
dude, they do. If they did, what's funny is I actually looked up today at work how to become an Orthodox Jew. It's a lot of work, actually. So it's kind of interesting, but that's too much for me. You have to be really involved, and I'm not about like being super involved.
They did have a really good deli.
Oh yeah,
great deli,
dude. Kosher food, not bad.
They probably were. All the Jewish population was probably there because Shalom used to run Agra before the whole raid and everything happened, and then they just stayed in the area. And
the Mexican raid.
It was wild. But after high school, I went to UNI, got my degree in criminology there for 4 years, along with a lot of other life lessons. Yeah. And but I'd always walk around with my Postal football sweatshirt on or just Postal shirt, and then I'd have students come up or other people come up and ask me about the raid. They're writing a paper about it. And I'd tell them the same answer every time. I'm like, I don't know. I was in 3rd grade, and a lot of my buddies cried.
A lot of your buddies cried?
Well, yeah. They're worried about their mom leaving or getting deported. I think the raid was really bad for the community. I mean, I understand a lot how people feel about immigration and everything, and I agree with it. But from my perspective, a lot of the Hispanics in that community were working in the community, putting money back into the community, opposed to, different other people that come in, get money from the government or whatever else, and then they just don't do shit.
Dude, that is the flip side of that coin.
Yeah, like a lot of businesses shut down from it. But so I can see both sides, like, hey, people want illegal immigrants out, but at the same time, they're like, they put a lot of money back into the community. They're doing the right things, and a lot of them are taking the steps. Like I know a lot of people did leave. However, there's still a huge, Hispanic population over there, and a lot of them are taking the right steps, doing the right things, getting whatever they need to get for it. So
yeah, I mean that's always the other flip side of that coin is with when you're talking about immigration, especially illegal immigration, when they're doing it not necessarily through the correct steps the whole time, but at the same time, it's like if I was in their shoes, what would I be doing?
Right.
Exactly. I'd try my best. And it's like worst case scenario, I get deported. It's like, okay, I guess, and I'll try again.
Or for like some of my classmates, they were like, 2 years old when they came over, however it happened, it's like they didn't really have a choice. They grew up with me. They went to school, my whole life with me, but the whole time they just didn't have citizenship because they were brought over when they were 2 instead of being born here. So. I understand how everything works out and how it has to work out.
Yeah. It's just, it sucks. It's one of those things where it sucks. Yeah. Like laws they're in place for a reason. Right. But at the same time, it's like, it does suck, when you're talking about especially certain laws, especially like federal laws like that and everything else. Like I get it. But at the same time, like you gotta do the right thing and coming here the right way. But at the same time, it's like, we got to do something about the fucking policies here.
How it all works
so
out.
Long. It takes so long to become...
Huge process.
Like when my ancestors came here from Norway, like not that long ago, pretty fucking easy.
You just pass through Ellis Island, sign your name on a book, and you're on.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yep.
Head that way.
The thing about the raid, my mom got detained too, and she couldn't find her driver's license or this or that. So it was a whole fiasco. They detained my mom, and she was freaking out about it.
Is mom Mexican?
No.
Oh.
No.
I see. You don't look very Mexican.
Yeah, no.
Nice stash.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit, but.
Hey, I didn't have this till like after college. I wasn't able to fully grow a stash. They get it when they're like 3. It's wild.
Mm-hmm. So your mom, like what, did she work there?
Yeah, she is like a dispatcher. So she tells all the truckers where they need to go. And
gotcha.
It's pretty... a lot of the truckers will have like back stuff. Like one time they gave her a whole box of salmon because there was a pallet left on there. That was awesome. There was another guy that always brings back alcohol from the motherland, so you get to try some interesting beer or whatever. Sick. So, yeah.
No,
she cool. left because she has a degree in social work. She left, did that for a while, but then Agra called her back and gave her an offer she couldn't refuse because nobody else could do her job, I guess.
Yeah, that's how it works. A lot of times, you know, do good at your job, and then you leave, and they're like, damn it.
Yeah, damn it. Fuck, missed this guy.
We'll pay her some more, I guess.
Need him come back. Yeah. But then, so I went to UNI, got my degree. I met my wife, Raven, down there. Amazing woman. Actually, probably wouldn't be in this county if it wouldn't be working here for Osage if it wasn't for her.
Really?
Yeah.
She from here?
Yep. She's from Charles City area.
That's where
she grew up. So after college, went back to Waukon. We got a place there. Well, we got a place in Luena, then a place in Waukon, and I was just doing concrete work. Did that for 6 years throughout college and after college for a little bit. Then I worked at Ziegler Cat for a little while, and then she's like, I kind of want to go back home or go back, be closer to my family for a little bit, try it out over there. And I started applying for law enforcement jobs and got hired here. So
nice. That's cool. Well, that worked out pretty well.
Yep. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her.
Did you get hired here before you guys moved here?
Yes. Okay. So we were because we didn't want to just jump ship and, move when I didn't have a job and she didn't have a job. So we were both applying places, seeing, I got hired, boom, she got hired out here, and then we just came out here. And
well, you could have done concrete here, too, and made like $12 an hour with no benefits.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty nice, too.
Can't do that.
No, that's
I was making 20-something.
Yeah, no, it's...
Got to meet my rates.
Yeah. But, I worked construction my whole life, too, and it's just like... I shouldn't say my whole life. My dad owned a construction company, so I worked with him. Then naturally, I get in between stuff. I would work construction, and it's just kind of like they don't pay worth the shit around here. It's just all small construction companies. Yeah, they just can't afford it. And it is what it is.
I was getting paid pretty decent, not as much, not as decent as I am now with the benefits and everything, but the lessons you learn from it though, one from like the hard work, and then just, hey, I need a project done around my house, so I can do that. Or, buddy needs help doing something, you have a little skill set in that. And
yeah, it really does set you up pretty nicely for, like, being an adult.
Yeah.
You have to do some of that stuff. So.
Holy. Yeah, I still have to call my dad all the time. Like, hey, Dad, I want to get my deck done. I need your help.
Yeah.
He just stands there, and then we just get in an argument how it needs to be done. But we make it work.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works with me, too. My dad, he was great. He taught me a lot, like, how to work hard and all that stuff when I was doing construction with him. He didn't do a great job teaching me how to do a lot of things, except like as far as like project wise. Obviously, he taught me how to measure and cut. Right. I did that, but it's like as far as like the project itself goes, that was all him. But I was also young. Like I was really young. Yeah. I joined the Army super young. And then when I joined the Army, it's kind of like, well, I'm not going to do construction then. So I'm going to be a soldier. So I'm going to do that instead. So
then you look back and you're like, man, I wish I would have paid attention a little bit more to these kind of things.
Yeah, maybe even asked a few questions because that was on me too. I didn't ask him shit. I was like, all right, I'll just do this and get paid $7 an hour is what he's paying me. So
now I'm picking it up more. Now just doing projects around the house, fixing up the house. And it's nice. I have a lot of concrete plans for the house, but concrete's so expensive right now.
Dude, it's really expensive. Wild. It's really wild. You know what does pay really well? Is stamped concrete shit. You ever do any of that stuff?
Well, I was a part of it. I never did the actual stamping. Oh, yeah. I could probably figure it out because depending on what kind, if you got a roller, if you got a...
That's big money there.
Yeah.
You just got to find the right people with the money.
All the old people just like, hey, you want a nice little decorative piece out front,
Yeah, look at my books. Yeah. Look what I can make it look like. It'd be so nice.
Nice little side hustle going on there.
Yeah, you could do that.
$1,000 for a little 10x10 pad. Yeah. It'd be more than that probably, but
it's pretty wild. But how long have you been in Osage for then? Like,
so I believe we got here. I can't remember when I got hired. October 2023 was when I graduated the academy. I think I've been certified for a little over a year now.
Okay.
And then I went to the Hawkeye. Since I had the degree, I went to the academy at the Hawkeye Regional Academy in Waterloo. Mm-hmm. It was a shorter academy, so it's like 6 to 8 weeks shorter than
what did that?
the one in Des Moines is.
So you went to college for criminal justice.
Yep.
So how does I guess as far as like going to college for criminal justice, like what does that all entail? I guess
So, like at UNI, I know Waterloo, they do some more hands-on stuff there that'll set you up a little bit. You know, it gives you a different skill set. I wouldn't say it sets you up better. UNI, I took a lot of my courses were on like, you know, the study of crime. A lot of sociology, psychology. My criminal justice classes were, you know, there was report writing and, you know, homicide and some other stuff like that. But a lot of it was like, why do people commit crime, or why is Chicago a shithole all the time? You know, like, sorry, a little raspy, but
you're good. I can tell you a few things about Chicago, probably, but
it's pretty wild. The classes I wrote like a 20-page paper on why Chicago's just been such a high crime rate area.
So why is it?
It has to deal with the Industrial Revolution. You know, that stopped. It switched everything because everybody started in like the ghetto or the center of town and worked their way out as they worked in factories, saved up money. But then the factory shut down, and then those people stopped getting them jobs to get them out. And then so there's just no jobs or low-paying jobs. So then they can't save up enough money to make it out. So that's why a lot of them resort to crime. Quicker.
Very Detroit-esque.
Yeah.
So that's the same
quicker way to make
thing.
a buck. Yeah.
Similar
to Detroit with how everything worked out there. A lot of the bigger cities, for that, matter.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, like when manufacturing started leaving America in general, it really that was terrible.
You're
That's
thinking
really bad.
millions of jobs that people rely on that they can make decent money at working at, and then they have to resort to working at a gas station or selling drugs. So.
Yeah, drugs probably doesn't
you
pay better.
make money quicker that way, but
life
expectancy depend,
right, it'd be tough.
Weighs in.
I don't know if I would do it.
Stand on the
I feel like I'm a little too paranoid to sell drugs.
Always looking over your shoulder. Or you'd stand on the the wrong corner, wrong gang corner.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be too much worried about that. Honestly, it's the law enforcement thing. Like, man, I mean, especially after like learning a little bit more about law enforcement and everything else, it's like, dude, I'm pretty smart. I don't think I'm that smart,
right?
That's like pretty. That's a pretty touchy situation going on there, And, like, as far as like other gangs and stuff go, I don't know, maybe, but it's not like Al Capone stuff,
No,
they're not near as organized as like they were, I guess.
Well,
maybe
then if you think of the cartels,
era.
though, that's pretty wild.
Well, that is a whole different ballgame there. That matter of fact,
billion-dollar business.
That would be terrible.
Yeah,
that would suck.
That'd be terrifying.
Yeah. You fuck something up there, and then you lose some drugs or something else, and then the cartel's like, "We need our money." I'm like, "I ain't got it." I'm like, okay, well, I'll take your fucking head then, buddy.
There goes your wife. There goes your mom. That's
Sicario. Not fun. No. Now I'll just stay working at OMU. I think doing the internet. It's a little bit less stress.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Okay. So so you got done writing that paper, and learning about Chicago. But like, as far as like the going to school for law enforcement, like for criminal justice, do they really set you up for going to the academy at all, or is that a whole separate beast?
I'd say from like what you're doing on the job, it's a separate beast. Like it sets you up a lot, like kind of gets you in a mindset of like how you're supposed to be thinking or points you in the direction. And then the academy itself, I really enjoy the academy that I went to because I had a lot of, Waterloo police officers and other current working officers. All of the instructors, like they get done with the shift or have days off, come over, or they were late. Like, hey, sorry, I was on a call. It was wild. They had their TAC team teach us firearms, and we had a smaller class, so everything we did hands-on wise, we had multiple reps of everything, and it was, I think the first like 2 weeks was book stuff, academics like law and stuff, and then after that it was hands-on, traffic stops, driving, pursuits, building searches, shooting, and then we flew through our standard set of shooting stuff, and then we went around and started, training how the TAC team there trains, and got to do some of those drills, so that was pretty fun doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's super cool. So like when you first get the academy and stuff, like I guess I've never been to the academy. She hasn't been to the academy, and I haven't really ever talked to anyone about, so I don't really know how that goes. The only thing I know about the academy is when I'd go to Camp Dodge for training, I'd see like all the police cadets fucking running
Right.
in their sweatpants and
a lot
stuff.
of that
so.
was awful. I hate running.
Was it really? Okay. So like, what's like, I guess, a day in like the academy? I guess it kind of walk us through the academy a little bit, if you don't mind, because I don't really understand.
I guess it kind of depends on like what subject, or I'm just gonna say subject, but what portion of the academy we're in. Some days like we'd sit down, we'd have a PowerPoint, take notes about this because there's a test over everything, and then go through the PowerPoint. Instructors would talk us through it. If it was like a medical thing or, for vehicle stops, we'd have a classroom portion, and then there's a practical portion. So we'd go out and actually do, vehicle stops, and there'd be people like grading you through that, or, teaching you up how you're supposed to do it. And there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat in law enforcement, Everybody, you have 10 different officers. We'd have different, ways they approach a regular traffic stop.
So like when you're, I guess, doing that, like the hands-on, that's all, again, a controlled environment in the academy and stuff.
Yep.
Okay. And you have like, I don't know what you call them, cadre or whatever, or instructors. Yep. They're the one, they're just like acting to be.
Yep.
Okay.
So like for example, when we did building search, the cadre would kind of be walking around with us, and then they'd bring in role players. That'd be, role players. If not, some of the classmates would be role players for the whatever situation or scenario would be. Like when we did domestics, they let us be the role players for that, and then they were just sitting there grading it. And then after you go through your scenario, you'd have like a debrief over it all, and say, hey, you could do this better, or why'd you do this? And then, after the end of the class, I think we pretty much went like 8 to 5, had lunch, and then after 5, we'd PT probably 3-4 times a week. And then after that, the nice thing about Hawkeye, instead of having to go back to the dorms, I went back to got to stay in a hotel, and
oh, no shit.
We went out for dinner, and
oh, dude, that's awesome.
Back. Yeah, it was nice.
What the hell?
I can't speak about the other academy. I know one of my fellow officers, he went to the other one, and they had to go back to the dorm. I think they got to leave the post or the base a couple nights a week, or I'm not exactly sure how that all worked out. But yeah, every night it was just done with PT, hotel, shower, and then the rest of the night was mine to do with what I wanted.
Nice. That's awesome. Is that because you went to college?
Yeah.
So, okay.
So since I had the degree, I already had a basic background understanding of everything. So they kind of put me through a shortened, condensed one, which is more that's why mine was more hands-on.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you look back and be like, thank God. That 4 years wasn't
that
all
4
for
years
nothing.
and those thousands of dollars was worth it in the end,
Yeah. Did you have a scholarship or anything for you and I?
Well, I had some scholarships through school and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still smart guys scholarships, or like
smart guy scholarships.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't act like it all the time, but
yeah, that's cool.
I think my first 4 years, or my first year for sure, I had a 4.0 in college.
Mm-hmm. Damn, dude.
Then it dipped a little bit, and then I had to bring it back up. But
naturally, yes, makes sense.
It happens.
Damn, dude, that's cool.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, I had the Army. That's all I had, because I knew I was going to get no smart guy scholarship. So I'm like, it's either that or sports, and I didn't stick to one sport. So there goes that. I'm like, well, I guess I got the military. I guess so. I never went back.
You just
so
played every sport as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was in everything.
Yeah,
I just wanted to be active, be outside, and I love it.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, for sure. So I guess going back to the academy, so like you did a lot of that. So like, did you guys do a lot of like CQBs type stuff, like with that kind of thing, like active shooter training and everything else? Okay.
So there was an active shooter portion, which is huge, and still working on with trees. Every once in a while we'll go to school or work on active shooter because it's an important thing to work on. And at the academy we had a portion of active shooter training and had people teach us through that. And then for firearms, we worked on it in firearms, moving, shooting around vehicle, moving and shooting. We did a couple buddy shoots. We're able to work on all that stuff. So it was pretty beneficial having the Waterloo TAC guys. Shout out to those guys for all they do to teach us, especially awesome. Over in Waterloo with what they have to deal with over there. So.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. Well, yeah, Waterloo, I'm sure they're pretty active out there. Yeah. So.
And we also had hands-on, like, handcuffing, wrestling, like, hey, what do you do when you get them to the ground? We worked on a lot of that stuff too, which was nice with my wrestling background. So
yeah,
downfall of that is the instructor always pulled me out and I had to be a dummy, but
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a question. You don't have to answer it, but you can if you want. So with all the stuff that like with the George Floyd stuff, the knee on the neck thing, is that an actual tactic that's taught?
No.
Because that was a whole thing with that whole debacle there too, I guess. Is that like an old school tactic that is no longer taught, or what?
I believe so, and it could have been like, I don't want to get into that, but it could have been a stress
Yeah.
of the moment thing, the crowd around them and whatnot,
But as far as like your experience goes.
But we were never taught that.
Okay.
We did. The instructor did, demonstrate it. Be like, hey, can you breathe? Yeah. Like we went over that. Like,
okay.
You can breathe. Like that's not a way to suffocate or kill somebody. But
Gotcha.
It's not something that's taught. No.
Yeah, because that was a whole thing. Like I watched it out, and I was just curious, I guess, because like their defense was like, well, it's a tactic and stuff, and then they're saying it's not. But I was just curious on like if, I guess, with the tactics, if they brought up like, hey, that was like that's not a thing you actually do. Like when you're like, I guess, in a hands-on situation with somebody. What are, just curiosity's sake, like what are some of the tactics that you use, minus like just handcuffing them and calling it a night? But like, I guess like if they have, like, do they teach you like jujitsu stuff, like that kind of situation,
yeah.
like a lot of that stuff?
Like,
okay.
Especially talking with one of the Mitchell County deputies, jujitsu's I need to get into it. I haven't done it yet, but it's super beneficial thing if you understand, because it looks a lot better if you're able to put somebody in like a Gamora and, you're hurting them, but it doesn't look like you're hurting them,
Right.
Like being able to find ways to control somebody without having to use a lot of force.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole thing with jiu-jitsu, is that you can be small and still make a much larger person do what you want them to do without fucking them up. Because like with Hoist Gracie, when the UFC first started, like that was a huge thing with the Gracie families. They're like, I'm pretty sure his dad told him like, hey, don't like fight these guys. Use jiu-jitsu and show the world how it's meant to be used and stuff. Like basically like saying like you can make people like feel like they're gonna die or feel like something's gonna break, but you have the control on if they, pass out or break or something like that. But you can show them how it's like done without like, I guess, like physically like really fucking someone up.
Yeah. Like if you understand how the body moves and how it's not supposed to move, you're able to control somebody. And like for wrestling, like if you control somebody's hips, they're not going anywhere. Understand that. I'm on you. I'm on your hips. You can't get up. Got your arm behind you.
And also you're in northern Iowa.
Right.
Pretty much every man wrestled at some point in time. So it's like if you're gonna go in an altercation with somebody and they know how to wrestle, and then it's like, and you don't know shit about wrestling, then it's like, you're kind of at a disadvantage with someone that might know more than you, I guess. Because there's a lot, you learn a lot of stuff in wrestling, like when it comes to that, especially with control and everything else.
Yeah, I think it's one of the most beneficial things. And the reason I got into it was actually to help me with football.
Really?
And then I ended up liking it more. Yeah, just being a better tackler and everything, And then, my dad and grandpa and everybody in my family wrestled, and I was too short to play basketball, so.
Yeah, that's true. That does suck.
Yeah. I still did it. I just shot up threes, but.
Yeah, right?
That or I foul out right away.
Yeah, that was my tactic. I just would hit people and just get kicked out.
It's just easier that way.
Yeah, I know, right? If you need a goon in there, send me. I'll do it.
Who wants to run up and down the court the whole time anyway?
Yeah, not me.
Then you wrestle, and then all you do is run too for that.
But. Yeah, and it's like, honestly, the point of basketball, let's be honest, kind of pointless. Yeah. It's kind of a pointless sport. Like, I'm going to put this ball through a metal hoop. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything? I want to wrestle because then I can use that outside of school too.
Right. And then for wrestling, you don't have to rely on a team. You rely on yourself.
Yeah.
Like you lose, shit, that one's on me.
Mm-hmm.
You can't blame anybody but yourself. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a solo sport, but it's in a team environment, but it is all on you.
It is. And you learn a lot of lessons that way too. Like discipline and just, self-accountability.
Yeah, and it's probably the hardest sport in high school that you can do, physically at least.
I think everybody should at least try it.
Yeah.
Try wrestling like when they're growing up, just to, have that understanding of like what it takes.
Mm-hmm. Especially girls. Like that's like
it's
with girl
wild
wrestling.
How big that kicked off.
Holy shit. It's like exploded.
when I was in high school, like you'd see one or two girl wrestlers, and now it's like every school has their own team. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. It really
Which is a good thing for the sport,
It's great for the sport, but it's also great for the girls because it's like when girls go out on their own, it's like they're at a bit of a disadvantage, So if you can teach them something, so they can hold their own if they ever get into a situation, and just confidence, and building self-confidence. Like there's like, I know that's a big issue with females and stuff, especially in the, I guess, high school time frame when they're, going through changes and everything else. Like there's a lot of like self-confidence issues that women have.
I agree.
That I think if you are physically fit and doing something super hard like wrestling, it just makes you more confident as a person, and that's always a good thing.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. And like, I don't know, I really do think wrestling does help with like self-defense as well, like we're talking about with
I mean, it might not from like a striking standpoint, but if you know how to shoot down, take somebody down, and then diffuse the situation that way, then
you don't get
helps everything.
You don't get a lot of power when you're on your back. To punch someone. So
I will say, transitioning from like wrestling to law enforcement, you don't want to be on your back in wrestling, but at the same time, you'd prefer to be on your back rather than giving them your back, One of them things, don't want them behind you. Mm-hmm. So that it's just an easy switch. You see a lot of wrestlers transition to the UFC just fine. So
you figure it out.
That completely different ballpark than what I'm doing. But yeah.
See, I actually started doing jiu-jitsu before I started wrestling.
Okay.
And it was just like some of my friends and stuff. We just watch YouTube videos and then practice on each other. But that's like one thing. I was always pretty decent at jiu-jitsu, but as far as that goes, it was zero formal training. But I got really used to being like, okay, go to your back and fight back kind of thing. And then when I started wrestling, like someone shot for a takedown in practice. I'm like, oh, I grabbed him up. I'm like, fuck, that's not right. I'm wrestling now, not doing jiu-jitsu. Yeah. This ain't gonna work. I will say, a buddy of mine, because in wrestling, you have to have an arm in if you're going for like a headlock or something like that.
Yep.
So I did teach one of my friends in wrestling. We were both on JV. We were just fucking around, but I taught him how to do a Darce choke because that has an arm in, right? You know what a Darce choke is?
I don't.
So it's basically a front. It's basically a front. Yeah, right. It's basically a front headlock, and you bring your one arm across their face and go to the opposite arm, and then you bring your other hand up.
Okay, I know
and
what
do
you're
that, and then
talking
you
about
roll, right, and then it makes it tighter, and you just cut off the blood circulation to the brain and chokes them out. And I showed him that move because I'm like, well, you could use this in wrestling to like flip them, right? Basically, just a really really super tight front headlock, and he did that in a match and fucking choked the dude out. And they had to like, whoa, stop that. Dude had to come back and say, what happened? Like, you got KO'd, bro.
That's pretty cool, though.
It was pretty cool.
That's a cool
awesome
story.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Choked the guy out.
He wasn't supposed to like hold it. He was just trying to turn him, but the kid wouldn't turn, so he just held it, and then he just went down. He's like, oh, fuck. That's kind of cool, though. Yeah. But, yeah, because I don't know. With law enforcement, me personally, I think jiu-jitsu and like a wrestling background, it does really help with that. Just the control factor. If you get an altercation, then you don't necessarily have to like
and from a confidence standpoint
like
too, like, just because there's backup, you're never going to be the biggest, baddest guy out there, but if you're confident in your own ability, whether it be with your firearm or with your, physical skills, like if you're just confident in yourself, that's just a little extra boost to have with you,
Well, and it's like de-escalation tactics too. It's like you're not gonna de-escalate a situation without at least seeming like you're confident in yourself.
Exactly.
No one's gonna fucking listen to you if you're stuttering and like unsure about yourself. No one's gonna take your hands and listen to you.
Well, that's why.
Fuck you. I'm gonna take you out, dude.
I think the biggest weapon you have in law enforcement's your voice. Being able to talk to somebody or get on their level. Be able to reason, not necessarily reason, but be able to talk to somebody respectfully, and then be able to get them to comply that way.
It's really hard to be an asshole when someone's just being like, not that you're going to go in there and be like super nice to them, especially in an escalated situation, but if you're being professional and holding yourself professionally and you look presentable, you don't look like a bag of ass, and you're sounding good, then it's going to immediately set the tone for that interaction with someone else.
Exactly. Versus if you show up and you're just an asshole from the get-go, you're not going to get any give back there. So.
Right. Yeah, there's a time and place to be an asshole. It's like if they're just absolutely not cooperating, then you have to you have to up it a little bit in order to, like, I guess, I don't know what the right word for this would be. Not showing who's boss, but, like, in order, like, sometimes you got to fight fire with fire, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But it's also, like, that just comes from a confidence standpoint. You're not going to be able to do any of that if you're just, like, mumbling and unsure yourself.
Yeah, if you're just confident in yourself, how you speak to people, and then just being able to talk with somebody, it helps the whole interaction, everything go smoothly.
Yeah. And I want to back up to the academy. So being a firearms podcast, I want to talk about some of the firearms training that you guys did over there. So, like, as far as, like, firearms training goes, obviously you have a qualification course that you have to do with you have to do a handgun, rifle, and shotgun, right?
Yep.
You do that in the academy too?
Those three, yep.
Okay, so before you do any of the advanced stuff, do you immediately go in there and qualify, or, like, how's the firearms training kind of laid out in the academy?
So it was kind of like you crawl, walk, run. It was kind of like little phases that we had going into that. And we just start with there was a course about understanding your weapon system, your platform, what it does, how it all works, how to take it apart. And then it was just stand at the 7-yard line, 5-yard line, shoot a couple, reload, and then we had eventually just started adding more and more and more. Then we did a qual, and then added some more stuff, and then we got to where we're doing, I can't remember the name of the drill, but then we did a lot of movement drills, shooting, reloading. Like, we started at the basics, just standing, shooting, and then we just started adding more and more. And then it was like, hey, to the chest, one to the head, or here, there. Started just adding more of that stuff just to build your skills and everything. Okay. And I think we had 4 or 5 qualifications for each weapon platform throughout the whole thing.
Okay. So is that in the course of, like, a couple days, a week, or
weeks? I think we had, there was probably 5 weeks of firearms, and it wasn't every day, but 3 times a week or something, we'd be out on the range shooting or training or doing however it was. Yeah,
a lot more than I thought, I guess. I didn't think there would be, like, I don't know, I had no idea, but I didn't think it would be that much actual, like, firearms training in the academy for some reason.
Yeah, we shot well over 1,000 rounds at least.
Oh, really? Out of each weapon system?
Yeah, I think from the qualifications, maybe not each weapon system, but there's like 800 rounds, I think, were just for the qualifications, the graded rounds.
Oh, really?
Or right around there. And I think I only dropped 4. 4 too many, but
what?
I think I only missed 4 out of all the qualifications we did. Jeez, I think I only dropped 4 shots.
Damn.
And then we did, but that's only for the qualifications, and then we had a bunch of, like, shooting around vehicles and all that other stuff, and those weren't scored. But we did a lot of shooting, and it's important, be confident in your ability to use that weapon system if you ever have to use it,
Yeah, and hopefully you never have to, but at the same time, it's like, if that moment comes, they're fucking be ready.
Be able to know how to use it.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of malfunction training, I'm sure you're aware, but we went through, if your weapon malfunctions, what do you do? And a lot of, like, going from rifle, transitioning to the handgun, back to the rifle.
Nice. So did they induce malfunctions, like, in the middle of your shooting sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there was one, we had to get out of the vehicle, go to the rear of the vehicle, and then shoot around the vehicle, and the instructor put my sights down, because I have, like, flip sights on my rifle. Put my sights down, and then in the middle of it, he took a stick and jammed it into the ejection port, jammed it that way. And yeah, they mess with put a little stress on you to help you see how you'd perform under stress, which is an important thing to do. Yeah,
very important. It's very important. Do they, like, when you're doing it too, like, did they ever, like, just I don't know, like, load up, like, snap caps, and did they ever load your magazine up for you and, like, do it that way, or
so
put,
we
like,
did,
just an empty casing in there?
Yep. Okay. Especially because they had an indoor range there as well, so they put, like, dummy rounds. You'd get with a partner, and your partner would load your magazines for you, and so you'd never know what shot. And it's important doing that, because you'd see some people just anticipating the jump. So
we did that when I was helping her shoot quite a bit. Just so she could see too. Is like if she was mainly pulling shots, honestly, where it's like, I'd throw in a fucking empty shell casing and stuff and see what happened. Sometimes, especially early on, like, I think a few times I'd see you'd be like, ready, squeezing through your shot, and then it's like, you're like, oh, fuck, okay. Now all right, yeah. totally saw that.
Right.
But when it recoils, like when it goes off, you don't notice it because
Yeah.
that's what you're doing. You're trying to anticipate. So
Exactly.
you're like, ah, shit. All right.
And it's pretty. So I never really shot a handgun a whole lot before going to the academy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, I picked it up quite well, but it is a little different getting used to that.
So did you just grow up shooting like shotguns and
Shotguns and rifles, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, typical North.
Typical
'cause
North Iowa boy.
You hunt and stuff too.
Yep.
So yeah, you're probably very handy with a shotgun at least. Because when you real quick deviation from the academy, but when we were growing up, was it just shotgun season? I can't remember.
Yeah.
And when
That's
that
all-
changed
that's all
over
I
to
had.
straight walls and stuff, yeah.
I haven't got
That's
my
what it
straight
was.
wall yet. I want to get a 45-70.
Oh, do you?
Oh, dude.
I had
Love a
one for
lever
while.
gun.
They're fucking
Are
pretty
they?
sick. Yeah, I had it was an old Marlin. It was when Marlin was owned by Remington.
Oh, okay.
And it was nice, but I just was like, I don't know. It's not like because I've shot like old Marlins before, and they're fucking awesome. Like some of the best lever actions that, like aside from like Henry, but old Marlins are the shit. And I got that one. I'm like, this just doesn't feel right. And Remington, when Remington owned them, their QC wasn't that great. But now Ruger owns Marlin, and they're fucking awesome again. So if you want one, now's the time to buy a Marlin because they're awesome. They're really, really slick.
I am in the market. I'll be looking.
Yeah, they're slick. They're really nice, especially those guide guns, the 45-70, like GBL. I think it has the bigger lever on it.
Yeah,
so
I've seen those.
If you're wearing like thicker gloves, you can still run it just fine. But all right, so going back to the academy, so you didn't grow up a whole lot with handguns and stuff, but having that background, like shooting even just rifles and stuff,
Just
you understand how
basic understanding of how a gun works and how to shoot one. So it helped out, especially just growing up shooting, and then transitioned the handguns just fine. And after working through it, and we spent a lot of time on it, became pretty proficient. So
what was some of the things? Because like, did you shoot a handgun? Like, what would you say before the academy, like, at all? Like, it was zero, or was it like a couple times here and there? Or?
a couple times here and there. I know right before I went to the academy, did a little training, went through a couple of what the qualification courses would be like, just to get a quick little rundown with the weapon system. But other than that, it was, my dad had some handguns, and I'd shoot those every once in a while, or my buddy would, but never really focused on just handguns alone.
So what was some like the I guess, was there a lot that you had like overcome or like learn, or was it like, was there anything you really struggled with when it came to handguns? Or
I wouldn't say there was a huge difficulty, and I don't want to like toot my own horn or sound cocky or arrogant, but
yeah.
I picked it up pretty quick and just was able to understand, like, hey, I've shot through iron sights my whole life, and that's what I have, and so I know what I'm looking at, what the sight picture and everything's supposed to be, and was able to pick it up. And then I've been working a lot on point shooting, how the point shooting do that.
What do you mean?
Where, like, if I point my finger there, that's where the bullet should end up.
Oh, sure, gotcha. Okay, yeah.
Or same with, like, if you have your rifle, if I'm pointing a finger, that's where the round should impact.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I gotcha. Yep. Yeah, that definitely does help.
That way it's quicker, because we did a lot of training on that too. The instructors tried to help us work on our point shooting and how confident, so we'd back up and do point shooting, see how close your rounds could impact, and especially if you have to do quick target accusations. Instead of trying to find the sight picture and the target, just being confident, hey, my finger's there, that's where the gun should be, the round should impact.
Okay, that makes sense. I never really did a whole lot of that. In the military, we didn't really focus on that really much at all. We focused on a lot on, like, especially in CQB, is just like I guess being target focused, and because a lot of times, especially when you're doing CQB in the military, it's like you're running through room to room, and you're at the I guess I'd call it like active low ready, because there's like there's like a relaxed low ready where it's just like strung across your chest, like if you're like hanging around smoking and joking with your buddies, that's how you have it, right? And then if you're going through like CQB, you have like the, I guess, active low ready, where you're still walking around wherever else, but your weapon's up, and like just being like, oh shit, that's who I want to shoot, and you rip it up, and you're just seeing your dot and just letting it rip. But I guess we never really call it like point shooting or nothing like that, so that's kind of new to me. But okay, so they went over that quite a bit with you then, like that
a little bit. Well, I call it that anyway.
Okay, gotcha. So when you're like you said, you only dropped 4 the whole time
For the qualifications, yeah. It was a heated race for top shot at the academy.
Oh, was it?
Yep. So I won that award and
Nice.
heated race. I'm just a super competitive person, so
Yeah.
just naturally competitive. It could be me versus a 10-year-old, and I'm gonna win.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
fuck them kids.
do my darndest to win.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's also your top shot. So I mean, that's you scored the best out of everyone.
Out of all the graded rounds that we shot or through the qualifications, scored out the best, and was able to come home with a nice little award.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I enjoyed it. But
yeah.
I think it goes back to just my competitiveness, so I'm willing to just work to get as best as I can at something, just so I can be better. But
were you allowed to like shoot extra ever? Like, I mean, or was it pretty well structured?
Pretty well structured for the most part, but at the same point, it was like, hey, the faster you can load your rounds to get back on the line, it was better that way. Yeah. Granted, I think they only handed out a X amount, but.
So how close was it? The competition.
I think I won by like 3 or 4. I'm not sure, but
damn, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, there was some good shooters with me. So it was nice to have that competition. Like after each qualification, we'd be looking at each other's targets. Yeah, just
gotcha, bitch.
Yep, that's how it was.
Nice. That's cool. So So with firearms training, and you guys said you did a lot of active shooter training. How did that kind of look? Was it just like, was that like its own separate thing?
Yep.
Okay.
So we had building search and active shooter. They were both their own separate thing. And it was nice being out there because the Waterloo Airport actually gave us their basement. And they have like rooms and a whole thing set up down there. And before you enter the training area, you'd get ran through a scenario. It'd be like, hey, you got a person in there, this is what's going on. And then the instructor would follow you through and you just run into a scenario and you'd have to take care of business.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys run like, were you run like airsoft or like simunitions?
We had simunitions. Simunitions.
Those are awesome.
Pretty awesome. I was a role player for one of the situations I remember most distinctly, and I'm like, they're not going to hurt that bad, right? So I just had like a small t-shirt on, pretty thin. I took like 4 to the chest. Whew.
Dude, they fucking suck.
I just had welts for like 2-3 weeks after that. I think I might still have a scar.
Yeah, they suck ass.
They hurt.
They really do.
Found out pretty quick, like, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's way worse than paintball.
Oh, 100% worse.
Yeah, that's terrible. Dude, this simunitions, like, it's rough. I don't know. We didn't use them a whole lot. But I want to say we used them. Gosh, it's been so long ago in basic, but I want to say we used them once. But
when they're working, they're very great training tool to be able to get feedback, right? Especially if you're clearing a room or whatever, knowing if you did it properly, this or that or the other, and being able to have that instant feedback because it's a pain reaction if you get hit, right? So
100%. Yeah, you kind of want that.
Yeah,
you want to be as realistic as possible.
Exactly.
So. Did you guys, when you guys did that, was like CQB kind of rolled in with active shooter training?
A little bit. So when we did building searches, you had solo officer and then buddy, and then we moved into like there's 3, 4, 5 of you going through, and they'd be set up wherever in the building, and you just have to go through there and clear all the rooms. And there's one which makes it one area in the training facility in the basement that made it just impossible because there's like doorway. Oh shit! Doorway behind you, doorway right here. So you just look down the hallway and you're like, this is a fucking shit show. But it's good to have that built in there. So we did a lot of that, and
that's good. You guys do like I guess a crawl, walk, run phase for that too. Like, did you guys do like glass house training at all?
Yep.
Did they do that kind of stuff?
A little bit. So we had the instructors kind of take us through. They'd do it. And then we just start doing walkthroughs through it, and then we eventually started doing the scenario. Then we'd throw in the simunitions and just go live from there. So everything was a crawl, walk, run, even with like traffic stops, crawl, walk, run. Driving phase, kind of jumped into it, and it was nice being able to drive. They had right next door to where we trained at. They had the it's not the DOT facility, but it's a driving facility. They have truck drivers go there to get their certificates
Gotcha.
or their CDLs. So it's a huge chunk of pavement, and they had the cars, and you could just go out there and beat the shit out of them. It was awesome.
Do they teach? Is that when they teach like pit maneuvers and all that stuff?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh well, no, that's a whole separate course in itself.
Oh shit.
So that's like a different week. I don't know how long that program is, but that's a separate course.
That's in the academy too, though.
Nope, that wasn't a part of mine.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But that's a separate certification that you can get to be pit certified. I wasn't able to get that.
Are you not allowed to pit maneuver someone then in real life?
Technically, no. You have to be pit certified for it.
What the fuck do you do? Just honk your horn and keep your lights on?
Fucking stay behind you and hope they mess up first.
Huh. All right.
But it was nice doing that course because they'd set up cones, and if you hit a cone, we had the feedback there. It was like 10, 15 push-ups. You hit a cone, and one of the drills, one of the classmates I had, he was going through it. There was different lanes, and you had to hit a certain lane going a certain speed. He ended up hitting the lane, but then did a 360 through the lane and hit I think he had 300 push-ups to do. It was wild. It was pretty cool to watch.
Why did he wipe out like that?
We were all laughing because he jerked it and then just overcorrected and then hit the brakes and just.
That's so funny.
Just wrote it out.
Dude. You're just sitting back there like, oh fuck, this guy's gonna be hurting. That's so funny. How fast is he going?
I think he hit the 35 or 45.
Okay.
But it, because you accelerate up the speed super quick and it's a short runway, and then you have, because there's cones set up, so you can't start your turn before you hit the cone, so you are jerking it pretty quick over and back, and he just overcorrected or tapped the brake instead of riding it out. And
damn, that's gonna be rough if you ever go that.
So I actually got to do the driving course. So my training I did with the reserve, it was at Hawkeye. I had the same instructor you did, and we didn't get to do a lot of things I would have liked to do, but we got to do the driving course. And it was the funnest day I have ever had in any kind of training. Are you talking about where they did the stoplight, where it was whichever one it was, you had to jerk the other way?
So not that one. There was 4 lanes set up, and we had to go through, I think the center one, you had to get to 25, then it was 30, 35, and then as fast as you could go was the last lane. Mm-hmm. So you had to get over in each lane. The 25 was closer, or no, the 25 was further out.
Okay.
The faster you went, the narrower or closer it was in, but it was a whole stretch of cones.
Did you get the Crown Vic?
I had the Crown Vic, the Explorer, just rotated. We had to go through them all.
When I went, they had the Tahoe, something else, and then the Crown Vic. And the Tahoe seat wouldn't move. You couldn't move it forward.
Ooh.
So I couldn't get that. And then the other vehicle, I can't remember why. There was something, so I got the Crown Vic. That was the only one I could drive. I could move the seat forward because I'm not very tall. And that thing, I was just I feel like I would love to be in an 80s movie right now because it was that was a great day. It was a lot of fun. And I did learn stuff. I definitely did. But yeah, it was fun.
I did a motorcycle course once.
Oh,
Get my motorcycle license. That was pretty cool.
What do you have to do for that?
I had to ride my motorcycle.
Nice.
Not
pick it up, it falls down.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. Brake, go.
Parallel park.
Yeah, right.
Let me.
Yeah. No, I will say, when I was in Afghanistan, I was talking to some of the SF dudes that were on our base, and they were telling me about the offensive driving course that they do. And I'm like, dude, that's when I decided, I want to be SF so bad. Dude. I never made it, but obviously, because I'm still here. But it was dude, that offensive driving course sounds so fun. I don't know. It's obviously nothing like you guys are doing. So they're teaching you how to use your vehicle as a weapon, essentially. So,
well, that's kind of what the pit.
Course kind of. Yeah, it would be about similar.
Not really, but
yeah.
That would be fun to do, though.
That would be fun. That would be fun. Especially you guys spend so much time in your vehicles.
Yeah, driving courses in general are fun, especially if the car's not yours.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me I can just go get this thing as fast as I want, try to do cool stuff.
Okay.
That's the reason I wanted to become a cop. Tell me I get to have a gun and drive fast. Sign me up.
No problem. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you guys can basically drive as fast as you want, no matter what, wherever you go.
Yeah.
Essentially.
No, that's not how it works.
No, I know. Because you guys are, if you guys are going to be speeding, you're supposed to have your light. You're supposed to get a reason for. You're not.
Yep.
Do they track them? Do they have like GPSs and shit in
I'd
vehicles
assume
and stuff?
so.
I assume so too. Now they started doing that in FedEx trucks.
I will say, Life 360 got me in some trouble because I was responding to a call, and it sends a notification like, "Hey, you completed a drive. You went this many miles this fast," and then Raven got a nice little phone call after the situation is over. She's like, "Why the hell were you going that fast?" I'm like, "Stop looking at it. Just don't worry about it. It'll be all right."
Damn. You got Life 360 on there? Just so you guys can
on my phone. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
We have that for our daughter, but
just in case I
turn mine off. I'm like, I don't want anyone knowing I'm speeding or not. Especially my wife's a goddamn cop, so
I have to make him send me his coordinates when he goes out to a tree stand.
Because I'm like, the X and the Y, and
yes. Because I'm like, what if you fall and you break your freaking back and you don't arrive at home? Like, how am I supposed to know? He's like, I'll just give you my coordinates. Like, and it's funny because I learned on the job how to look up coordinates because it's not as easy as you think to look up actual coordinates.
Just put it into Google Maps.
It has to have the commas and stuff.
Yeah, so copy and paste.
Well, yeah, but if you don't exactly have that. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not making it up. I'm not looking at it and like trying to type it all. I'm copying and pasting. Yeah. It's fucking 2024. It's like I'm not gonna type that shit out. That's crazy.
Next time, just give her the 8-digit
yeah
grid section there.
Just gonna hand her a map and a compass. Yeah. Like, figure it out.
I have done some land nav like that.
Dude, that is like one of the hardest things for me in the Army. I don't know why. I think I always second guess myself. And then I end up like missing points, like not missing points, but like getting to them too slow. Because in the military, it's all timed and shit. Right. And it wasn't like the star course. That was one thing I was super nervous about when I was trained to go to like selection and stuff. I'm like, dude, land nav is like the number one killer for anyone that wants to be SF. Like that's what got my brother was the star course and like land nav. He's really good at land nav, and I'm like, fuck. Then those years got shot for me.
Certain times that you have to meet for everything.
Yeah.
I will say the daytime would obviously be a lot easier than the nighttime because nighttime you're relying solely on your ability to read the compass versus the daytime you're like, that looks right, or there's, I guess if there's a road, there should be a road, but
yeah, a lot of terrain association stuff. Like a map. If you know how to read like topo lines and everything else and do terrain navigation, it's a little bit easier, obviously, because then you can be like, oh, okay, well, I was supposed to hit a ridge over here, and there's no ridge. And what the hell? Or, like a road. Yeah, roads are super easy. Or creeks and stuff. Like, I should have crossed a creek like 10 miles ago. I never did. Where the fuck am I? You start freaking out a little bit.
Has your experience with that, though, being able to have a basic understanding of it, obviously help a lot for, like, when you go on hunts, especially out-of-state hunts?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when you
go
out
west. Like when you're
west.
glassing animals and stuff.
Yeah.
However that works out.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Especially when you go out west. Like Onyx obviously helps a lot.
Yeah.
Having a satellite view of wherever you're at. But, phones die. So I always, I never had a map with me, but I always had a compass. So it's like, I always took a compass with me. I'd shoot like a back azimuth to like a road. So I always knew how to get back to like base at least.
Something ever happened.
Yeah. If my phone died and I need to get back and stuff like that. So I always had a compass with me, and I'd always know where I was at in that instance and everything else. That's nice. I mean, phones and stuff, it's cheating now. It's like a lost art to use paper maps and everything else. And they're hard to get when you go out, like somewhere like out of state and stuff like that. Like trying to find a actual map that has grids and stuff on it. It's actually kind of tough to find.
I guess you're just gonna have to start printing them out before you take off. You know where you're going, I guess. But I will say, like doing deer drives and stuff. I don't do a lot of that anymore. But doing deer drives, just being able to talk everybody through on a map, like, hey, you're going here, you're going there.
Yeah, it does help out a lot, honestly. Especially in that stuff, because then you know where everyone's at before,
without
even really being able to see them. It's like,
especially if you're doing a bigger chunk of terrain, terrain, especially back over in northeast Iowa. There's just state land galore, dude.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. It's nice out there.
I love it.
It's great. Yeah, it's really great.
Sometimes when it's too cold to be up in the tree stand, I'm like, I'm just going to go mill around state land and walk around.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty much all I hunt whenever I go out that way to piss around and stuff like that. Just bounce around to state land to see what's happening out there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't like to treat public less than private. You know,
Right.
if it's a good chunk of public, but you have to figure out what's going on out there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, even on private, you have to tromp around in order to understand
what's going on, you know, what am I seeing out here?
Yeah. Yep.
Especially over there, kind of depends how far you want to walk, because there's going to be big bucks in some spots, because most people just don't want to walk back there. But then you got to think, man, I'm going to have to track this animal out of here. So
there's a lot of spots I found that were good, and I'm like, it's got to be at least a 160 for me to shoot it, though. It's got to be big in order for me to shoot it.
Dragging this thing 2 miles uphill to get out of here.
Yeah. What was it? This was last year. I went out in that area, I guess, and it was early muzzleloader. Yeah, it was last year. I went early muzz, right? Yeah, last year. And dude, it was the last day of early muzz, and I was like, I'm just gonna go because it was super windy. So sound was very diminished, I guess. So I wasn't really too worried about deer like hearing me like walking around. I was walking so I was just still hunting through this public. And I knew this public really well, but it was huge. It was a huge chunk. And I ended up, like, from where I parked, I was like, I don't know, like a mile and a half of walking through. And I saw a doe. I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm really far back here. And then she just presented a really good shot. And then she saw me. I'm like, fuck it. And I shot her. And after I shot her, I found her. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm all stoked. It was a really nice sized doe. And I got her gutted. And I started thinking, like, oh, jeez. Why did I do this? Now I gotta walk, carry her ass all the way back, and I don't have a deer cart because I don't believe in them. So I just horsed her up, and I had to cross a river and get up there, and I had to walk up this giant fucking bluffy hill thing and get up in there. Thankfully, there was a farmer that was working on the state land, and when I got up to the field edge, he saw me. He's like, "Oh, where'd you come from?" Like, way down there. He's like, "Oh my gosh." He's like, well, throw it in. I'll take it back the rest of the way from. Like, oh, thank you so much. I'm dead.
Iowa
so
nice
dead.
coming in handy.
Yeah, it was awesome. He had his dog with him. It was great. It was a really great time. But man, that sucked. I'm like, I'm never doing that again. I'm gonna shoot does closer to the road.
Right.
Like, there's no reason for me to shoot a doe
Has to be
that
monster.
far back. It makes no sense. Like, what am I doing here? Yeah. Broke my back. Severed it.
Sometimes after, I already harvested it, got my deer, I'll jump in party hunt with my buddies and still have a tag, but I'll be pushing and we're just way back there and I'll have shots at does and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not dragging that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that to myself. Right. Hopefully you find who you're supposed to find down there.
Yeah.
But, beautiful terrain though. It's just nice to walk it. Mm-hmm. Just to see it all. Yeah,
and you find some stuff that's like really tucked back there and you just sit back there and like, I'm like so far away from people right now.
Yeah.
This is great. And it's hard to do in Iowa, especially like around here. You're not going to have that feeling. No. There's roads everywhere. It's all grid squares where we're at. But you get out there and they're all like, the roads are fucking curvy and swervy and hoopty-dooey and everything else.
You could be on a gravel road for like 4 hours before you cross a paved road. It's crazy. Yeah.
It's great.
I love it.
It's so awesome. I really love it out there. I always said, like, if we were to move, we'd move either down to southern Iowa or over there because it's just really nice.
Yeah. And it's nice where I hunt at. It's a family cabin area, and it's uphill walk out to the stands, but it's going to be a downhill drag the whole time you get something, so it's pretty nice.
That is nice.
And I got Raven in the hunting, so she's out there hunting with me. I always make sure she shoots something first, and she's stepping it up. She got a big doe last year. Kind of funny how she got it, actually.
Really?
Kind of a windier day, so I hunt between two ridges almost. Like there's a little ridge here, and a valley that comes in between. So we just kind of went up and parked ourselves in a little washout in the valley so the deer couldn't see us. And the way we were set up, she saw something on the side of this ridge, and I ducked down. She shot over my head. Super safe.
Yeah.
We walked up to look to see if she hit it, and it was a clean miss. There was no blood or anything. And then as we were looking around up there, we just look over and see a deer, and probably no more than an hour we were in the stand. She already shot at something, and then we look over, and the deer just walks all the way down the fence line up to us, and she just drops it right there. And
Nice.
Worked out perfect.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. She always tags out in the first hour and spends the rest of the hunt season warm in the cabin.
Yeah.
Like, you lucky
You
duck.
fucking asshole. Yeah. That's cool. How long has she been hunting for?
This year's going to be her 3rd year.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
That's awesome. Is she just going out and gun hunting with you then?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's cool.
So I'll bow hunt by myself, and then we'll go out together and
Mm-hmm.
we'll shotgun. And stands are set up pretty well for it to work out. So I kind of look over. She's kind of a little bit down below me where I sit in my stand. So she shoots at something, and I can follow it up with a shot if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, anyway. So
That's awesome. And that's all. It's like private land that you.
Yep.
Okay, that's awesome.
all private land over there.
Yeah, I tried getting her to go deer hunting with me, but she's right around probably October 15th to 20th. She's like, it's too cold. Like it's like 40 degrees. Like,
I
too
had
much.
my first kill this year, and it was in Africa, wearing shorts and in Africa. And so if I wasn't ruined before, I'm ruined now.
Oh,
I'm not getting
100%.
I'm not getting out in the cold.
Yeah, she's like, if I want to hunt, I'll just hunt somewhere where it's warm. I'm like, all right.
I hate
Doesn't
the
work
cold.
like that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to
Awesome.
Raven, because I can't deal with the cold. I can't go sit in the cold. I can't do it. I'm a bitch about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 40 degrees this year
Yeah,
during
she's
first season at least.
Yeah. Hopefully it's like that way because I always hunt second season. So, well, at least anymore. It kind of started in high school because there's always a wrestling tournament that first Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
So, just kind of switched over to second season, stayed there, and I have hunted with 12 gauge, but I still have my old reliable 20 gauge. I just love
Oh
that
yeah,
thing.
what is it?
It gets the job done. It's a little Mossberg. I can't remember. It's a deer slayer.
Like a 500.
Yeah.
Like a pump. Like a.
Yep. Just
that?
like that up
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Yeah. That's my first gun ever. Oh yeah. My first my first gun.
Yeah.
It's a Mossberg 500. It's a 12 gauge. Up with my dad was. He's just. You're shooting a 12 gauge. I'm like, okay.
Well, I've shot. I shot and went hunting a lot of times with 12 gauge. Had no problem with it. It's not like the kick thing. It's just like I have a little 20 gauge.
Dude, 20 gauges are lighter and honestly
Kills the deer just as good.
and they're more accurate. Honestly,
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I agree.
And they have a little bit less drop. Like they shoot honestly a little bit further than a 12 gauge.
Yeah.
It's just like with a 12 gauge, it's like when they're up close, it's like it does wobble them a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I
you
figure if
can't
I'm
kill them more dead than dead. So
I figure if I'm going to be sitting in my tree stand, I like this thing. So,
have you seen them Savage bolt action 20 gauges?
I have.
Dude, those are sick.
My buddy hunts with one of those, and I'm like that got wild. Shoots. He always has the Hornadies for it. The bullet you never can find, but
Yeah, no, you're not finding that bullet.
no,
they
impossible.
blow up.
Like, but
Yeah,
those
no,
things-
my sniper section leader, he hunted with a Savage. It was a Savage 20 gauge bolt action. He hunted with that a lot. He shot deer a lot further than people would probably think you should shoot a deer with a 20 gauge at. But man, he loved that rifle and then we went to straight walls, and he's like, oh, I'm not using that thing anymore.
yeah,
You know?
I'm eventually gonna switch to a 45-70. But
Yeah.
my buddy, he made the switch. He went to a 350 and had him come out and hunt with me one year, and he shot a doe and didn't do anything. So he thought he missed. He shot it again, still didn't do anything. Then he shot again and finally took off, and then came up there. He's like, I swear I missed. I'm like, how far away did you shoot it? Like 15 yards, 20 yards? And you think you missed? Like, the gun sighted in? He's like, yeah, it's like one of them AR platform 350s. And you could have sworn, just because I think it's a smaller round, that he shot it with a bow because the deer ran like 60 yards yet. And it was a good, clean shot, but he had to follow the blood trail. And I think that's just one of them. Might have been a round issue with
were all
this,
three of
the
them right in
smaller
there?
round. Yeah.
Really?
I don't know why it didn't move, but it was
That's
just
kinda
crazy. It was super bizarre.
Because I mean,
I think he only shot twice, but
So
the first
350.
time it didn't. It just took off a couple steps and stopped
so 350. I mean, they're plenty big to kill a deer.
Yeah.
People kill them
all the time.
all the time with 350s. But I've heard that from multiple different people how the 350 Legend is just like it just doesn't. It's just a little bit underpowered, is what a lot of people say. And I'd never used one, so I can't say. But I'm just like looking at it like ballistically and stuff like that, and hearing other people that do like them, they're like, yeah, I don't know, it kills them just fine. I think a lot of it has to deal with bullet selection too, and like where you're hitting them.
That could have been.
You know, because talked to one friend, and it was with his muzzle loader, so it's a 50 cal, but he shot. Well, it wasn't quite a 50 cal. This is the Hornady SSTs, so it was a little bit smaller. But anyways, he shot, and he said the same thing. He's like, he was talking about Hornady bullets, but I was the same kind of thing where you're talking lower velocities and stuff. But if you're going through any type of bone, it's like, especially with like SSTs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like if he's shooting Hornady ammo, I don't know what he was using, but you kind of want to treat them as if you're shooting like an expandable broadhead. You don't really want to go through a whole lot of heavy bone with like a 350 because it's just not gonna. It just doesn't have that like.
Not going to do the damage it's supposed to do.
Yeah, and you want to use like if you're planning on going through bone, you want to use like a tougher construction bullet and stuff that'll hold together rather than like.
I'm sure
weird shit.
That could have been what it was, the round issue maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to ask him what he was shooting, but.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I never used one, but I'm gonna use my 450 this year, and see how that does.
I hear good things about that.
I've heard that it just wallops them.
Yeah,
it just hits so hard. As long as you're using within the distances you should be using it,
right.
But it's like it just wallops them.
That's my reasoning. I want to get a 45-70.
I'll tell you this from experience. I shot a really big doe when I had my 45-70.
Yeah.
Dude, it was.
It's awesome.
It was good. It was awesome.
And it's a lever gun.
Yeah. It's just cool.
Just something about lever guns. Maybe it's because I grew up with a little Red Ryder, but always got to go back to it.
Yeah, they're cool. Lever actions are just cool. Like when you work the action, it's just, I don't know. Yeah. It's just like that sound it makes.
Right. I had a little
Henry
22 lever action. Okay. I've killed so many squirrels and rabbits with that thing.
Yeah.
Probably
nostalgic.
Probably where it all started.
Probably.
Yeah, the need for one came from,
Yeah. I love lever guns. I think they're really cool. And have you seen that the 360 buck hammer?
I haven't, no.
I haven't used it, but I've seen it on the shelves and stuff and looked at it. But that looks like a pretty handy little lever round too, but it's not going to be like a 45-70.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about a 45-70, but
they're cool. They're just cool, and they hit hard and fuck, dude.
My current dream gun, that right there, that's going to be in the next year plan.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell Raven.
Don't tell Raven, yeah. The new Marlins are awesome, I'm not going to lie. I've heard a lot of really good things about them, and I shot one once, but it was just like a couple rounds, but it was nice. The action is really nice, and it feels like a lot better constructed rifle than they were when they were owned by Remington. And I mean, yeah, it's just something cool about it. Are you gonna get are you gonna go like all like tactical lever gun? Fucking
maybe.
Okay.
There's just a thought process that's going on. I might go a little more tactical anyway. That way, at least something up top so I can put a sight on it if I wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I kind of want to keep it a little bit more classic. So we're just gonna see what I end up going with in the future. I'll keep you updated.
Yeah, on my Marlin I had before, I mounted a red dot on it. You can still mount red dots on like the wood ones. You don't need like the blacked out fucking tactical.
I kind of want to go with the blacked out one because I just think they look nice.
All right.
They look pretty clean.
They do look clean. Yeah, I do really want one with a thread barrel. Once I get a suppressor, then I'm gonna something about like a suppressed 45-70.
I've seen one the other day. It was just a video, but a completely silenced 45-70, and all of a sudden I'm like, for no reason, that's what I want.
Yeah,
the deer's not gonna hear it coming.
It's the gun you deserve, honestly, for all the hard work you did, becoming a cop and everything else, and
all working the training your ass off. I had to go through.
You do.
Yeah.
You deserve it. Yeah. That's not fun sitting there by yourself.
Went to Texas Roadhouse every Monday. Yeah, it was tough.
It's hard stuff, all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
it's been good.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Ashley talked into. We said next year. What? So I can get a suppressor. Did you not fucking fight me about it this year?
You're looking at your suppressor right now.
I am, actually. You're right. Yeah, these GoPros fucking were about the same cost as the suppressor I wanted. So.
They're pretty cool, though, being able to have that.
These?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is nice. It will really come in handy. I think I'm going to take some down south with me. Probably should. At least one. For all that. Record everything and all that stuff. So it will be nice. But next year, I'm saving up. I'm gonna get a fucking Silencer Central. A Banish 46. and
That'd
have
be
that.
awesome.
It's gonna be sick. I'm pretty excited about it. Just gotta wait a whole last year. Well, actually, not really, because we just said next year. So honestly, it's in a few months.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
next month.
Yeah. It's actually pretty close now I'm thinking about it. It's
Now you're
nice.
getting all excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, all right, cool. I think that was pretty much about everything I had about the academy and all that stuff. So, I guess, so you say you're going to second. Do you go out back, like, I guess, home?
Yep.
To go hunt?
So I got
second
a
season and stuff?
family cabin in Elmicky County. So we'll go a little north of Waukon. We'll go over there and start up the old wood stove because there's no electricity or phone signal or anything.
Nice.
Camp out there. Hopefully we've got enough wood cut. I think I kind of slacked on that. That's my fault. It might be a little cold.
Are you staying out there the whole time?
Yeah.
So,
So
the
we'll
whole 2
usually
weeks?
nope.
or
So it'll
week
be
or so?
whatever days I have off.
Oh, okay. I don't know if
And
you had not much time.
We
banked
have
up on that.
some other family things come up, so I might be actually going out to Colorado for a funeral, maybe
Oh, shit.
depending
I'm sorry.
on when it is, how it all works out. So
Mhm.
we'll just see how it all works out.
Yeah, Colorado's awesome, but, under different circumstances.
Yeah, right.
But okay, cool. Fuck, I was gonna ask you one more thing about that, I think. Oh, do you have is it like a deer camp? Like, do you have a bunch of family members that go out there and hunt with too, or is it just you and Raven now? Or?
So it used to be my uncle, my dad, my mom, me. Now my uncle's more in the waterfowl and bird hunting and everything. So he usually just does more bird hunting, doesn't do a whole lot of deer hunting anymore. And then, so it's just me, Raven, my dad, and my mom
Oh, okay.
right now.
That's
Nice
nice.
little group. And then they keep the cabin nice and warm. And then we go out, slave away, and provide.
Yeah, there you go. Is that why you guys kind of got away from doing deer drives, or
Yeah.
just because?
Well, that, and it just kind of, rather than working it out, because a lot of people we used to drive with, kind of, nothing that went wrong. We just have the cabin to hunt at. Why not hunt there,
and hang out, and
do that. And we'll still text them like, hey, you need some assistance. You want us to come out and drive with you, especially if it's super cold. We'll do a little bit of deer drives, but I know Raven likes to just sit a little bit more than she likes the deer drive, especially since she's just kind of getting into it. I know deer drives can be a little scary sometimes.
She can get
for
western
people.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get western real quick
You
out
hear
there.
the bullets flying over your head. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean they're big bullets, so it's like when you hear them, they're probably not like super duper close,
You're right.
but it does get kind of wild
Yeah.
sometimes. And I get why people don't like deer drives. I still like them.
I love them.
That's how I grew up, dude. Yeah, it's nostalgic. It's like how I grew
Yeah.
up, and I still enjoy doing them. But it's like I get why people kind of like poo poo on deer drives too.
Right.
I get it.
The reason I like them, not that I can't just sit out there and, hopefully shoot one that way, but I like them because if it's cold, I'm walking around, I'm going to be warm. Then I get done, I hop in a warm truck,
Yeah.
go on to the next spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just nice walking. I just love walking in the nature and the woods and everything. And it's kind of cool when you're walking on a deer drive, you look up, you see a deer, you shoot a deer when you're walking.
Yeah.
Like I think my first deer I shot in Mitchell County last year, I was just checking out the state land around here, milling around. I'm like, oh, there's a doe there. Schwack.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was dragging it out, and two skunks walked in front of me. I shit my pants. I'm like, don't move. I'm like, Jurassic Park, don't move the muscle,
It scared you, I'm assuming.
Huh?
Did you get sprayed?
Nope.
Oh, thank
Nope.
God.
They just kept on trotting on.
Thank God.
Trotting on by. Yeah,
That's not fun. I've never been
I
sprayed.
already had the deer opened up, too, so it's like, oh, you're going to ruin me and the meat,
Yeah. Then you have to kill them. Like, sorry, you
Exactly,
spray me now, I have to
you know.
kill you guys. I didn't want to do this, but here I am.
The law, right?
It is like, I mean,
Well, not the law, but
it's the law of the land.
exactly.
So, I mean, you shit on me, I'm going to kill you. That goes for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe not necessarily humans, because that might be
Some rules there.
Yes, yeah.
Some laws.
Yeah, some actual laws that
Yeah.
you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I might have to knock on your door if you do that.
Yeah, right? Yeah, no, I won't kill people, but like if a skunk sprays me, I'm going to kill it. Just like if she blows, she goes.
I'm not a game warden or anything, so I completely understand.
Yeah, that's great. I don't even. Is that
I have
illegal?
no idea how that works. I'd have to
I've never
look
actually
into
killed a
that.
skunk. But I'm pretty sure they fall under fur bearers, so if you have a fur bearers, then you probably can just waylay them. I don't think there's like a tag allocation for a skunk.
I have no idea how that works.
Never
I'd
looked
assume
into it.
so.
Never looked into skunk killing before, so Actually, sure as fuck
I
doesn't
don't think
go.
there's a lot of people that want to go out and kill skunks though,
No.
unless
They
they're,
do
in
look
your,
cool.
unless they're in your backyard.
They are pretty, though, I will say.
They'd make like a cool. You killed enough of them, they'd make a cool coat. I think.
I think so. Instead of a coon hat, a skunk hat would be pretty
Right?
dope.
You have the 2 lines.
Yeah.
That'd
That'd be
nice.
sick, dude. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
I'd wear that all over the place.
And then you get like a grizzly jacket.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty wild.
That would be wild. That would be cool. Well, anyways.
The ideas.
I know. Need to kill one. Kill a grizzly. Make a coat. Kill a skunk. Make a hat. All right. Mac, I appreciate it, man. This has been fun.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been a good time. I really appreciate you coming in. I always like getting guys like you in, especially with hunting and stuff. And we can definitely do it again sometime and focus more on like hunting and everything else, maybe after gun season or something like that. See how it goes.
Sounds good. Thanks for
Awesome.
having me.
Yeah, dude.
Appreciate it.
Anytime.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Tap the banner to learn more and get a quote at USAA.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.